Well, good evening from Tokyo. This is Jackie Wong of RockerSkating.com, and this is the RockerPod Recap show for this is day two. Well, day one of competition, but day two overall, I guess. Yesterday we had a whole lot of practices, and today was practices and competition. It was the first day of competition at Japan Nationals. And by the way, also the first day of competition for the senior events in France and in Italy, which are going on right now. And so I'll be switching over to that as soon as I'm done with this. Apologies for the delay because one, it was kind of a madhouse getting out of the arena. And then two, I needed to have some reinforcements because it's been a long day. But it was great to see all of the interaction today. There was, I saw a lot of you were both up in North America and also around in Tokyo and other places around the world. So Japan Nationals is certainly getting a lot of play right now. I needed, a little bit of protein. I needed some candies or some chocolates from thanks to Misha G. More chocolates, and then my childhood favorite Yakults. If you haven't had these, they're actually getting kind of popular in the U.S. I think they're trying to make a move into the U.S. But anyway, I will be doing that after. Oh yeah, and then this is like childhood for me as well. So excited to eat. There's other stuff that I've also gotten to eat, but I'm not going to show you everything. Okay. All that is to say, we had a really good set of short programs today. Day one of competition at Japan Nationals was the men's short program. That's what we got started with, and the women's short program. Lots of great skating, some surprises, and some expectedly close competition, especially for those Olympic spots. So I'm going to start with the men because that's who got us started to begin with. And wasn't a surprise. Yuma Kagiyama wins the short program 104.27. And he was as usual, brilliant. It was great to see that program live. And the only thing that was an issue was a sort of an early step out of his triple axel, and he had a little bit of a trip stepping out of the triple axel. Really, the only thing that was an issue there. Everything else looked really good, and he looked confident. He's looked confident all week. I just feel like he's coming into this event with a different kind of mindset, assertiveness, whatever it is. He looks good. He looks like he wants to just win this and get over to the Olympics and kind of have that rematch with Ilya Malinin and others that we saw at the Grand Prix final. So I expect him to come out and really hit it out of the park tomorrow for the free skate. Now, the big question coming in was who gets the third spot, but also who's going to get on the podium here, right? Shun Sato, given his season so far, his spot on the Olympic team looks fairly secure. But that is to say, he made a mistake today and is currently in fifth after the short program. He tripled his quad lutz. It was not a disaster, but the tripling of the quad lutz cost him a good 6-7 points, and that put him in fifth, 87.99. And it's a very closely bunched 3, 4, and 5 right now. Ryo Nakata, 89.91. Kazuki Tomono, 88.05. And Kazuki skated a pretty good program turnout on the quad sow, but hit his quad toe, triple toe but then had a fluke fall, sort of getting not not unlike what Yuma did, right? Finished the spin, got out of it. It was the transition out of the spin where he just lost his balance and fell. It was, I think it was some sort of a knee slide of some sort that he fell on, and so that cost him a little bit of that. I thought, frankly, Rio, Kazuki, and Shun were underscored. Kazuki and Shun in particular underscored in components. Really, Kazuki in particular underscored in components. The fall notwithstanding, I mean, even that it warranted a higher PCS than that. But the tour de force was Kao Miura skating a clean short program and being in second place, 95-65. So he's got a 7.5 point lead over Kazuki Tomono and Shun Sato. And everybody sort of expected Shun Sato to be in second, and it's Kao Miura who's in second. And in a lot of ways, right, halfway to that Olympic spot, but it's also the last half of it is a long trek, and so tomorrow will be interesting to watch. 7.5 points is basically like a triple axel, right? And so that difference can be made up. It is not an insurmountable lead, but it is a comfortable lead for Kamiura, and you would probably expect one, if Shun Sato skates the way that he usually skates, he will get the second spot. And so the one that you're really looking at is the fight between Kamiura and Kazuki Tomono. Let's cross our fingers for a really good free skate tomorrow. If we recall, last year's men's free skate was a pool of mess, and let's hope that the pool of mess does not happen again this week. Sota Yamamoto has been looking good all week in practice and just like sort of backed off and was cautious in his short program. He's in 6:82.21. I was super impressed with Takeru Amine Kataise. His program was just it sung. The choreography was great. His musicality is great. I thought he should have been over 80 points. He's in seventh with 78.40. And so that's your top seven going into the free skate. It's that top five. Just keep watching for that. It's going to be really second through fifth is going to be where the battle is likely going to be. And let's hope for some great skating tomorrow. Men's short program that kicked us off today, and it was pretty good. And then the women came, and there were tears, there were surprises, there were the tears of retirement, tears of joy, tears of disappointment, and a couple of the skaters who we have been watching over the past 4 years who have skated really well. Just Hana Yoshida especially just has not had a great season, and frankly came here and was like, I'm not going to play it safe. I'm going to go for broke, and went for the triple axel, fell on it. It was under rotated, and then under rotated her triple lutz in the combo, and then completely just didn't get off the ice for her triple loop. And so mistakes on every single one of her elements, and she ended up 28th in the short program and won't be going into the free skate. So if you listen to our preview podcast, she actually was one of those skaters who has already gotten herself in the consideration pool for the Olympic spots because she is third amongst the Japanese women in world standing. But given that she's out of the free skate completely, I think the chances of her getting into the Olympic team are nearly impossible at this point. And it was a long shot to begin with. A skater who wasn't a long shot, but was sort of outside looking in and really needed to skate well in both programs at Japan Nationals. Rion Sumiyoshi, she's been skating well all week in practice and just did not. It was a nervy skate. Uh, she stepped out of a triple lutz, and then you could see her thinking into the triple flip, which was in the second half of her program, because she needed to get a combo in there. And then, kind of like Hana Yoshida, did not get off the ice for that jump, and that was a downgrade. Not quite the disaster of Hana Yoshida in terms of scores, but she's 21st right now. And so it's a long way up. And, tomorrow is going to be redemption for her. Frankly, I think tomorrow is probably looking at the potential of, four continents if the top skaters don't end up going, or some kind of alternate kind of scenario for Worlds. So it was really too bad because it's a beautiful program. And the other day when I was sitting with Misha G, he was saying that this program is dedicated to her late father, and the theme is like a walk in the park with her father, and so really just disappointing to not only see that, but for her to not be able to skate it to its potential. Those two were I think the biggest surprises out of the top. What was expected to be the top contenders. There were some nervy skates. Rito Matsuke also having some trouble with her jumps. Saki Miyake, who I was very bullish on coming in. The triple toe, and the triple lutz both had a turnout, and both were just like, she didn't go into it with the kind of attack that she usually has. She sits in 12th. And so, 62.84 is 12th. That's the kind of quality that we were looking at here in the short programs for the women. But it didn't disappoint, really. The top skaters were fantastic. Kaori Sakamoto leads 79.43. Mao Shimada 79.33 with a clean skate with a triple axel. Kaori Sakamoto won on the basis of her program components, which were 5.5 points over Mao Shimada. Mao Shimada was just a little bit under 5.5 points over Kaori Sakamoto in technical, right? So the difference was sort of made up, and Kaori is leading by 1/10 of a point over Mao Shimada. Ami Nakai, 77.50 is in third. I was a little surprised that they scored her, quote unquote, as low as they did. I sort of was watching that program, and I thought they were going to put her over Mao Shimada. I have not had a chance to take a look at the protocols yet, so I'm not sure what made the difference between Shimada and Nakai. Now, Nakai's technical content was similar to Mao Shimada's, but Mao Shimada does backload her combo, and she does a triple flip instead of the triple loop, which was what Ami Nakai did. So maybe that was the 2.5 point difference between the two of them. But it's a very close race amongst the top three. Mone Chiba, 74.60. They gave her an unclear edge on the triple lutz. From my perspective, that triple lutz was very tight. It looked like it could have been called a Q, but it really could have been called either way, because it was squeaked out, but it was squeaked out like sort of right on the quarter. So sort of depends on what the replay camera told the technical panel. Now, the surprise in fifth place is Mayuko Oka, who had a somewhat disappointing a junior Grand Prix final just a couple of weeks ago. She was the one, if you remember, who beat Mao Shimada in the free skate at junior nationals in November. And so she has potential. But I think this is the first time this might have been the first time that she's put the triple axel in competition in her short program. And she's been doing it beautifully all week, probably a 50% hit rate for that triple axel. And she hit a beautiful one here. I would have had her higher. I think her program component scores were underscored. There were a couple instances of that here where the components, especially on the presentation front, were underscored. Oka was one of those. Sumika Kanazawa was one of those. There were a number of skaters who was really good. Manakawa Bay was also one of those. They skated really well and really performed the heck out of those programs. And then it's like, oh, I'm going to give you a 6, or no, sorry, I'm going to give you a 7 or an 8 as opposed to a 9. It's like, okay, well, hey judges, you can be you can differentiate a little bit more. But Mayuko Oka is in 5th right now, 73.20 after a clean short program with a triple axel. Rinka Watanabe, also a clean triple axel. So that's Mao, Ami, Mayuko, Rinka, 4 clean triple axels in that top 6. Her combo was a bit or maybe a lot tight, and the triple toe on the back end of the triple toe was clearly under in real time, and so that was the thing that cost her probably a good 3 or 4 points, and she's in 6th with a 71.36. So she's still got an outside shot at the Olympic team. She's going to have to skate the free skate of her life, and others are going to have to make mistakes, and she's going to need the selection committee to see if she does end up on the podium, right? She's going to need the selection committee to be giving her sort of the benefit of the doubt, because Kaori Sakamoto, Ami Nakai, and Monet Chiba have been the 3 leading folks, leading women on the international scene this season for Japan. So again, outside looking in, but Rinka's Olympic chances are still there. Yuna Aoki watered down her combo. I think the Lutz loop wasn't hitting in warm up, and so she ended up doing a triple Lutz double toe. But everything was just so well done that the grades of execution and the program component scores gave her a big boost, and she's in 7th with a 69.84 for a program without a triple is huge. So great to see her get rewarded there. And all the tears for Wakaba Higuchi. And if you have seen and been following Wakaba's trajectory this season, you will know that it's been very hard this season. She's had a very painful foot injury that she's been sort of practicing and competing with. And when we were at Skate America, I was just watching her. It was so painful to watch her in practice, because she was wincing every single time she picked in for a Lutz or a flip. And she's usually very assertive on her jump takeoffs, and they were just hesitant, and she was backing off of them. And it was so good to see this week that I'm sure there's still pain there, but it's visibly gotten a lot better, and her jumps have a lot more attack. And you saw that today. Skates a clean short program with a triple sow, triple toe. So she changed her combo from the Lutz toe and flip to a sow toe and Lutz. And so, opted to play it a little bit safe, but also this was the best short program that she has done all season by far. And she's in 8th with a 69.47. So, top 8 were fantastic. you keep going down the list, and Maria Igawa skated a clean program. Manakawa Bay skated a strong program, a couple of two-footed landings. Mako Yamashita led off the entire short program in the very first position. Hit her triple lutz triple toe, which I don't think I saw her miss one this week. But then ended up having to fall on the flip later on. But the fact that she was first, had a fall, and is still in 11th with with a 63. Like that's a testament to how good her basics and her program was. So really good to see. Mai Mihara, speaking of another one who's retiring after this season, has actually been looking and skating very strongly this season or this week in practice, and ended up in 13th with a 62.77. Didn't get her triple triple combo off in the second half. The lutz just came down a little bit too forward, but trust me when I say there will be many tears in the free skate on Sunday because of all of these skaters who we have known and followed and loved for the last 8 to 10 years, who this will be the last Japan Nationals for them. We know that's going to be the case for Kaori. We know that's going to be the case for Wakaba. We know that's going to be the case for Mai. I would imagine there'll be others who will retire after this season as well. So I don't want to think about it. I am putting my fingers in my ears. Don't talk about retirement with me because it's going to be tough to handle. But look, it was a great set of short programs. Tomorrow we've got the pairs and the ice dance. So the pairs short, the rhythm dance, and then the men's free skate. And so there'll be lots of practice notes going on, and then all of that's going to happen. And then on Sunday, it'll be the pairs free skate, the free dance, and then the women's free skate. And then, as customary, I believe we will get the Olympic team announcement. Usually, it's about an hour after the end of the competition. So we'll see how it goes, and lots to come in the next couple of days, and there sure will be a lot of suspense to come. So I'm gonna go eat some food and look at Italian and French nationals and take a nap before tomorrow because another long day tomorrow. But good to see you all, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.